to make some brief remarks before we continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Your Excellency the President, senior government officials, honorable ministers, deputy ministers, and staffers. My work here is very simple, just to pave the way for His Excellency to launch the Code of Conduct. But before then, I just want to draw attention to one thing. An aspect of governance is like running a boarding school. There needs to be checks and balances, rules and regulations that tells you don't walk around during prep hours. The same thing applies to what we're doing here. And so, I will encourage each and every one of you, once you get your copy, to study it just like your Bible. Because there shall never be any excuse for whatsoever when you cross the line. And Mr. President, with your indulgence, let me tell them a little story. Colleagues, the only time you will not be able to reach the president is when we are about removing you. I've heard some of you say, oh, he's my friend, I go to his house. Trust me, even if you meander your way to reach him through his driver, his ADC, the president will tell you, as for this Julius, this issue came up, and I told him to wait. Look at what he's done. But he's written the letter already. So, my colleagues, please, I wish we are never going to have that bad experience for removing any one of you. But don't forget that if you play ignorance, it's never an excuse. On that note, I wish you all the best. Do your best. Let's make the president look good in the eyes of Ghanaians. Thank you.
So, on the back of those crisp remarks from the Chief of Staff, I now have the honor of inviting His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama to deliver his address.
Thank you very much. Many of you have not seen the Code of Conduct yet. Don't have a heart attack when you receive your copy. Ministers of State, Deputy Ministers, members of the Council of State, presidential staffers, head of agencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. In my 120-day social contract with the people of Ghana, I pledged to restore discipline, integrity, and accountability into our governance. Today, we're taking an important step towards fulfilling that promise with the official launch of the Code of Conduct for political appointees. This code represents a bold declaration of the standards we must uphold as servants of the public. It reflects our commitment to build a government that is ethical, responsive, and worthy of the people's trust. Let me be clear. This document is not a ceremonial one. It is a living and enforceable framework that outlines what is expected of every individual appointed under this administration. Though the document often uses the term minister, it applies broadly to deputy ministers as well, to presidential staffers, to chief executive officers and their deputies, to members of the Council of State, to board members, and other political appointees within the executive arm of government. And I include myself. It applies to my vice president, myself, the president, the chief of staff, the executive secretary, all advisors. All of us are bound by this code of conduct. This is a government of shared responsibility, and there will be no sacred cows. Why do we need a code of conduct? Because we must build a new political culture, one that is rooted in transparency, humility, and ethical leadership. Ghanaians deserve leaders who serve with honor and put the public interest ahead of their personal gain. This code is designed to guide our actions and decision-making and to make clear the consequences that will happen when we fall short. Now let me highlight a few key principles and provisions of the code.